Viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our next lesson. The program is Mathematics for JHS. In our previous lesson, we looked at how to estimate percentage increase or percentage decrease. And I showed you how important that is in measuring progress. Today, we will look at a much more similar thing, which will be focused on how to increase or decrease a quantity by a percentage. So for instance, if you are given an amount of 500 Ghana cedis and your father asks you to reduce that amount by 20% and spend what is left, you should reduce the amount by 5% or 10% or 20% and use the remainder for something. You should be able to estimate that. So today, our focus will be on how to increase or decrease a quantity by a percentage. And by the end of the lesson, the viewer should be able to, one, you should be able to increase a quantity by a given percentage. So as I earlier on tried to give an example, if they give you a quantity and ask you to increase by a certain percentage, you should be able to do that. And the second objective also is how you should be able to decrease a quantity by a given percentage. So let's take them one after the other. The first one would be increasing a quantity by a percentage. So usually there are some important details that you would have to, first of all, get to know. And the first thing is, if somebody tells you a certain quantity, a certain number has increased by Y%, I'm just using Y to represent the percentage increase. So if that quantity has increased by 1%, the original quantity increases by Y%. Then the new quantity will be 100 plus Y%, because total percentage is 100. So if the percentage increases by Y%, it means you add the margin of increase percentage-wise to 100%, and that gives you the new quantity. So the new quantity will be 100% plus Y% of the original quantity. So this is exactly what you are expected to know, or how you are able to increase a quantity by a percentage. Alternatively, there's another approach. So if we say a quantity has increased by Y%, you may choose to go by the earlier method. That is, you add the margin of increase to 100%, and you take that, if it is 100 plus 5%, it becomes 105%. So you take 105% of the original quantity. That gives you the new quantity. Alternatively, you can choose to take Y% of the original quantity. It is also acceptable. You can take Y% of the original quantity. Whatever result you get, you add it to the original quantity. So it will give you the new quantity. So this is how to increase a quantity by a percentage. So the first example is, you should increase 500 Ghana cedis by 10%. So following from the example I have given, the introduction that I did, if you are to increase 500 Ghana cedis by 10%, then let's go by the first method. You add 10% to 100%. You end up with 110%. So to find the new quantity, you take 110% of 500. And you know how to express 110% as a fraction. Just take 110 out of 100. That is 110 divided by 100. So you have put it in fraction form. Of 500, the of stands for multiplication. You now multiply that by 500. Oftentimes when you get a fraction, like a mathematical operation like this, try to reduce it to its simplest without necessarily applying or using a calculator. It makes you more smarter. So if you have 110 divided by 100 times 500, it follows from the rule that we follow when multiplying fractions by whole numbers. So you take the whole number and multiply by the numerator. So we rewrite it as 110 times 500 divided by 100. You see, the denominator is carrying 2 zeros. The numerator is carrying 3 zeros. So 2 of the zeros will go with 2 of the zeros in the numerator. So you end up with 110 times 5. When you multiply 110 by 5, you end up with 550 Ghana cedis. So if you increase 500 Ghana cedis by 10%, you end up with 550 Ghana cedis. That gives us the new value. Alternatively, as I said, you can also take 10% of 500, whatever value or result you obtain, then you add that to the original value, which is 500. So let's try that as well. So we end up with 10% of 500, which gives us 10% is the same as 10 divided by 100. So 10 divided by 100, all multiplied by 500. The same way, take the whole number 500 and multiply by the numerator. You end up with 10 times 500 divided by 100. Always watch out to see if there are some zeros to cancel. And you can see the numerator has 3 zeros, the denominator has 2. So the 2 zeros will go with 2 zeros, and then you end up with 10 times 5, which is 50 Ghana cedis. So this 50 Ghana cedis is 10% of 500. That is just 10% of 500. Now you want the new value. If the original value increases by 50 Ghana cedis, it means the new value will be the original value, which is 50 Ghana cedis, plus the original value, which is 500 Ghana cedis, plus the 10% increase, which is 50 Ghana cedis. So you end up with 550 Ghana cedis. So as we have looked at increasing a quantity by a given percentage. Now let's look at how to decrease a quantity by a given percentage. Now, in decreasing a quantity by a given percentage, you follow the same approach. So let's say you have an original quantity that decreases by Y%. So it shows a reduction. Y% is taken away from 100%. That is what it means. So the original quantity will be 100% minus Y% of the original quantity. So suppose the original quantity decreases by 20%. Then it becomes 100% minus 20% times the original quantity, or of the original quantity. Whatever result you get, that gives the answer. Alternatively, you can also estimate or calculate Y% of the original value. Then whatever answer you get, that is Y% of that, which represents the increase, or in this case decrease, sorry, which represents the decrease in the original quantity. Decrease means subtraction. You know, when we are talking about increasing a quantity by a percentage, we added the margin of increase. This time is decrease. So whatever value you get, whatever result you get, you subtract it from the original value. So that gives you, that's the alternative method, and it will give you the same result as the initial method I indicated. So let's look at this question. Of the 900 textbooks in Mr. Kuma's shop, Mr. Kuma has a shop and there are 900 textbooks there. 15% have been sold. So 15% of the 900 textbooks have been sold already. Now the question is, how many textbooks are left? So it follows from the introduction, the introductory methodology, the approach that I introduced. So that is what we will have to look at. So you see, in this case, they have been sold. That means the number has decreased by 15%. That's exactly what they are talking about. So you take 100% minus 15%, and you end up with 85%. So to get the new quantity that is left, it is 85% of 900. And as usual, 85% is 85 over 100 times 900. So you take the whole number 900, multiply by the numerator, which is 85, and divide by 100. Look out for the zeros. You see 900 is carrying 2 zeros, 100 carries 2 zeros. They will cancel out, giving us 85 times 9, 85 times 9. And the result is 765 textbooks. So it means that the number of textbooks has reduced from 900 to 765. Now, alternatively, you can take 15% of 900 and then you subtract from 900. So 15% of 900 gives us 15 over 100 multiplied by 900. And it should be equal to 15 times 900 over 100. The same approach, the zeros will take care of themselves, leaving 15 times 9, which is equal to 135 textbooks. So the 15% of 900, which is 135 textbooks, tells us the number of textbooks that have been sold, the number that the seller has sold, 135. So to get the remaining, the number that is left, you take 135 or you subtract 135 from 900. If you do so, you end up with 765 textbooks. So that is exactly how to decrease a quantity by a certain percentage. So let's see if we can take one more example before the end of the lesson. It goes this way. After decreasing the price of a TV set by 20%, the price was 56 Ghana cedis. What was the original price? You see, the original price was there. It is unknown. They have not indicated it. The question says, after decreasing the price, the original price of the TV set by 20%, the price was 56 Ghana cedis. What was the original price? So you should be able to tell that the new price, which is 50 cedis, corresponds to 100% minus 20. The reason is that 56 indicates a reduction. The original price should be higher than the new price. So if the original price decreased by 20%, then it means the current price should correspond to 100% minus 20%, which is 80% of the original. So that is the logic involved here. So the new price, which shows a reduction, it will be 100% minus 20. I've already shown you how to decrease a quantity by a certain percentage. 100% minus 20%, which gives us 80%. Now, if the new price corresponds to 80% of the original price, then the reciprocal will hold for the original price. The new price is 80% of the original price. Then what it means is that the original price should be what? Instead of 80 over 100, it becomes 100 divided by 80. So let me make it very clear. I'm saying that the new price corresponds to 100 minus 20, which is 80%, which you will express as, you will express it as 80 divided by 100. So it is the reciprocal in the case of the original price. So if you reciprocate 80 over 100, you end up with 100 divided by 80. So to get the original price, then it becomes 100 divided by 80, then you multiply by 56. Following from what we have done already, you would have to multiply 100 by 56. 56 is the whole number, 100 is the numerator. 100 by 56, then you divide by 80. 80 carries only one zero, so that zero will go with one of the zeros in 100, which is part of the numerator. So the 100 reduces to 10. So you end up with 10 times 56 divided by 8. So always look for some common terms. You see that 56 and 8, 4 may be a common term. 4 can go into 56 14 times and go into 8 2 times. So you can reduce the expression to 10 times 14 and divide by 2. You end up with 10 times 7, which gives us 70 Ghana cedis. So you see that the new price now is 70 Ghana cedis, which is higher than the 56 Ghana cedis. So that is how you will have to handle such problems. If you have an original price that is higher than the current price, and the current price has reduced by 20, what it means is that the current price will correspond to 100 minus 20%, 100% minus 20%, which is 80%. To express this, you have 80 over 100, right? So this corresponds with the original price. To get the new price, you reciprocate it to get 100 divided by 80. So I will give you a take home assignment so that during our next lesson, we will take a look at it. After increasing the price of a maths textbook by 20%, so you have a maths textbook, the owner increases the price by 20%. The new price became 300 Ghana cedis. What was the original price? So the just ended example, it is similar to what we have done. Just that in this case, the original price has increased by 20%. The former case, the original price decreased. So you will have to reconcile and be able to solve this. You should be able to do that. So we have learned how to increase a quantity by a percentage or decrease a quantity by a percentage. And this is exactly the formula you can follow to arrive at the exact answer. Thank you for participating in today's lesson. See you in our next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.